Good day, family. Pastor Willingham here. Wanted to share with you again from the new book, Words to Live By, 20 Words to Guide Your Personal Success Plan. And, again, I've got this program from working with populations of people who may be homeless or in uh, low places in life and looking for that guidance and that boost to um, get their life on a plan of success. And but this is for everybody. You know, the idea that we um, all need a plan to better ourselves. Every person should be living with that thought to better their lives. And I'd ask you at this time to press subscribe to this channel. Also, again, you can find this book on Amazon.com. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the purpose of this work. And it is just that, to help the reader set goals, help the reader develop goals. And all of us are in need to examine our lives for development of goals. We talk often about goals. The most important thing we must realize is that goals have to be self-motivated. Goals have to be self-motivated. They have to come from within you. A person has to first decide for themselves what their goals are before they can successfully pursue or reach a goal. So that's number one. That any goal that you have, it has to be something that comes from within you. And the problem that I see many times, as a pastor and a former police officer and in many other capacities that I've worked in, the problem that I see with goal setting is that many times goals tend to come from external pressure and external expectations, you know, in which, people outside of another person's life can sometimes clearly see what a person should be doing. And oftentimes, by virtue of the place or negative place that a person may find themselves in, other people can clearly see where somebody should go with their life and what a person should do with their life. And many times in that, because it seems so obvious to the outside eye, um, it seems so obvious that, we take for granted sometimes that a person wants a particular thing because it seems so obvious to us. And therefore, there begins to be this external pressure and expectation on people um, from the outside. And it can be a source of conflict when we're trying to force others to meet expectations that they haven't agreed to meet for themselves. And so this is part of the purpose of the book, is to coach and encourage people to first adopt goals for themselves. And so there's not this conflict of external pressure trying to force people to do something that we may know that they should do, or we may think that is good for them. And it may again be very obvious, but until a person decides for themselves and adopts a goal for themselves, only then can you really encourage someone to pursue and reach a goal. And sometimes it's done in a well-meaning manner. We're often trying to push or motivate people towards a goal that we believe a person should be committed to. And yet, again, the conflicts that can develop from this are real because people don't rebel against goals that they agree within themselves to pursue, but they do many times rebel against external pressures and expectations set by other people, even if it's right. And you'll see it many times where people will often rebel against even the right advice because they haven't agreed to it. And they don't, their rebellion doesn't say that what someone is pushing them to do is wrong. What it says is sometimes people resent being pushed even towards the right thing if they have yet to agree to it within themselves that it's the right thing to do. Because when a person has that internal agreement to pursue and obtain something, then it eliminates the conflict. And so this is what we want to do is encourage and coach people to agree upon something within themselves, and then they can be coached towards reaching that end. And so also goals and motivations change for people, and people have every right to change their minds, um, and change their direction in life. But even then, it's up to the individual to acknowledge these adjustments within themselves. Worst case scenario is this. Sometimes our worst fear is that people are lost, and people with no goals and no direction for their lives will be lost. And yet the individual must acknowledge and accept their needs for guidance for it to be effective. But sometimes this is the fear. We deal with trying to guide people from a fear of their being lost or fear of their rebellion against what we believe is right. And we have to respect people's right to lead life in a way that they agree to within themselves. Also, we don't want to browbeat people into um, pursuing goals that someone else is setting for them, because sometimes there are submissive people on the other end of that scale who will do what they're told, and it won't necessarily be in their heart. They'll do it to please another person, and rather than do something that the motivation and the fire is in their own heart. And so the point here again is to establish that the greatest power regarding goal setting rests with the individual. We can only successfully achieve that which we first decide that we need to achieve. And only then, only when we decide on a goal for ourselves can we receive coaching towards that goal. So no matter the guidance or the influence we have in life, ultimately, it's our job and our job alone to decide on our goals and commit to them. And so this is the purpose here of this book, Words to Live By, 20 Words to Guide Your Personal Success Plan. Amazon.com is where you can find it. And also, I ask you to press subscribe to this channel. And so, God bless you. And I look forward to sharing more with you from the book, Words to Live By, 20 Words to Guide Your Personal Success Plan. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. God bless.